Chapter polishing. Play button. Song mood. Superhero by Ross Lynch. The two heroes dozed off in each other's arms. The sunlight beamed along Izuku's All Might themed curtains. His alarm clock started to ring. The boy groaned, hitting it to stop, waking himself up, accidentally bumping into Ochako. Izuku slapped himself silly, sitting up on the side of the bed, hoping that his clumsiness didn't startle her. He yawned and stretched. Izuku realized this was his first time watching her sleep. He enjoyed it and smiled to himself. The sunlight glowed on her to see her pretty face. His face turned to the direction of his all-might clock. 11 a.m., almost noon. Shoot, we slept for that long. We missed breakfast. Everyone will be looking for us. I look at the peaceful girl in front of me. I couldn't help but smile. She's so pretty. I didn't want to startle her. Then again, I should probably wake her up. After debating to himself, Izuku reached out to her. Before he could think of saying anything, there was a knock on the door. He opens it to Mina Ashido. The pink-skinned girl smiles with her preppy attitude as usual. Hey Midoriya, I was looking for Ochako at her dorm, but it seemed like she wasn't there. She wasn't down at breakfast either. It had us worried. Is Ochako here with you by any chance? He rubbed his eyes. Yeah, she is. Excuse me for a second. He closed the door. The alien girl shrugged and left. Izuku gripped the top of her shoulder. Ochako. She was unbothered on the bed. He chuckled closer to her face. Hey Ochako. Ochako sat up, startled, examining the room, confused. Sorry. Did I startle you? He backed up to avoid the awkward moment. What's happening? What happened last night? I don't remember a thing. I study the scenery around me. Everything came back to me in an instant. OMG. I'm in Deku's dorm. I close my eyes and tighten the sheet around me. I feel a hand on top of mine bringing it down. My eyes widen, then returning to normal. When met with his emerald ones, Ochako's flawless skin shined, her hair all over her face, but not enough to cover up the pinkness of her cheeks. The boy admired her as if it was his first time looking at her. This made Izuku's heart race. Ochako face plumbed, trying to hide. Feeling embarrassed about herself, Izuku took away the sheet that covered her face. Not a bit. Oh Deku, you worry too much about slightest things. Good morning. Sorry I had a bit of a daze there for a sec. I must have fallen asleep here before I headed back to my dorm. Why didn't you wake me? She yawned, stretching and twisting her neck. Morning, sleepyhead. Nah, I needed company and I didn't want to wake you. Ashido stopped by looking for you. Everybody might be looking for us. Breakfast started an hour ago. He stole a peek from her lips. She glared, her eyes flirtatiously. You're so sweet. Thank you. We better hurry then, I'm starving. Ha, joke's on you, I have morning breath. She rested on the side of the bed. Ochako laughed, sticking out her tongue. So what? That doesn't matter to me. Story continues below. Ochako pushed back his shoulder. Yeah, right. Izuku helped her up. She tripped as caught her slip. They shared a sweet kiss. There it was, that tenderness, love again. A feeling only meant for the two of them. Where Izuku and Ochako's love for the other shined even without words. These two were each other's safe place. Something burdened the brunette's mind. She opened her mouth to say it in hesitation. He creased her face, bring up to meet his. Ochako, we talked about this. You listen to me now, it's my turn to listen to you. Hearing that put her mind at ease. She gave him a genuine smile. Okay, it bothers me that we haven't had our first date. You know, as a couple. Izuku clasped his hands onto hers, rubbing them. Then let me ask you this. Ochako Uraraka, will you go out with me? She squealed and hugged him. I accept. See you then Izuku Midoriya. He cleared his throat and rubbed his neck. We should probably head down to breakfast. That is if you want to go down together. I mean we don't have to either, totally up to you. He stuttered. She laughed. Izuku, of course we can go down together. I'm going to get changed. Meet you at the elevator in 5 minutes. Sure. The couple headed down holding hands. Entering the common room, where everyone else was lingered. There they are. All of Class A yelled in unison. Izuocha, eep, you guys are such goals. Mina announced to the world. Izuocha was the name she created for Midoriya and Uraraka. It was a combination of their first names. Ashido was an expert when it came to stuff like this. She was the hyped romance type of girl. Where was that excitement before you and Dunceface failed the exam? Bakugo threw the magazine on the table. After being silent the last few minutes. Hey, that's a completely different situation. The alien girl huffed and stomped her foot. Now that's just cold. See if I ever charge your phone again. Kaminari pouted. He then surrendered his hands. When an irritated Bakugo made his way to him, the conversation moved on back to the couple. You go girl, I'm so happy for you guys. Midoriya, take good care of our Uraraka, okay? Or else. Yaoyorozu joked and fisted her hands. The nervous brunette chuckled. Right, got it, she's in good hands, trust me. What on earth are you doing, Mineta? Izuku asked, annoyed. By the grape clinging to his leg. Like a little baby. He's still upset about everything. Story continues below. Shut up. How dare you get one of the hot girls before me? It's not fair. Ojiro smacked the grape on his head. He landed to the ground whining. Thank you, Ojiro's tail. Jiro sighed in relief. Not that it's any of my business. But what's been happening between you two? Like, what have you guys been doing? Kirishima questioned. Well, you know, see, couple things. The boy reasoned out, unsure what to say. Ochako squeezed Izuku's hand for comfort. Yeah, still getting the hang of things. Don't worry though, doesn't change the fact that we are of course still us. Ochako, why didn't you come back to the dorms last night? We were all worried about you, girl. Suyu asked. The young couple gave each other a look. You know how good a note-taker Deku is. I needed help on the lecture Mr. Aizawa gave us, so I asked him and that's what we did. Oh okay, go on, tell us more. Hagakure and Mina say, amused. The questions and chatter goes on, making the two rather uncomfortable. Ida acknowledges this and puts on his class representative persona as usual. Ida clapped his hands. That's quite enough. I know we are all happy for our fellow classmates. But we still should treat them as we normally would. We don't want to overwhelm them. I'm starving. Let's go eat. Come on. Izuku dragged Ochako into the kitchen. Their hands still held together. I just made a second batch of brownies on the counter. Eat as much as you like. Sato explained, taking off an apron. It smells so good. Thanks, Sato. Ochako was already halfway through one. Izuku started at her brownie with a devilish look. Don't you dare. He took the brownie from her, taking a bite. The greenhead lifted up his hand. She tried to reach it. Go away. Stoop. You're only like a couple inches taller than me. Get your own brownie. She mocked and pouted, getting a glass of water. It's not my fault you're short. Kidding. Izuku laughed to himself. Ochako darted, her eyes sticking out tongue. Izuku finished the little piece. He got a brand new piece for Ochako. Yeah, that's what I thought. She kissed his cheek. You are such a drama queen. Izuku mockingly stated under his breath. She giggled and hit his arm. Dork, put a lid on it before I float you to space. She sarcastically mocked, winking. Story continues below. Izuku put his hands up, surrendering. He positioned Ochako closer to him. I technically still win, because you're my prize. The tip of their heads touched. They were too cute. Izuku Midoriya, you're playing one dangerous game. Ochako bopped the green's noise. Both all of a sudden felt the tension created. Their lips were close to touching. Until the plate of brownies almost fell, catching their attention. These are amazing, Sato, Izuku complimented, still maintaining eye contact with the brunette. Sato gave a thumbs up. I'll make them again. The pair continued to enjoy their breakfast. After that, the two hang out with the others. Later that day, Kirishima, Kaminari and Ida were all in Midoriya's room. I don't mean to be rude, but why exactly are we all here again? Kaminari questioned, scratching the back of his head. Kaminari, this might be serious, Kirishima explained, hand on his shoulder. I agree. Midoriya called us here as his friends for a specific reason. We have to be prepared to support that. Ida claimed, being his preppy self. Hey guys, thank you all for coming. Actually, you know what, this is stupid. Sorry I wasted your time. The green dropped his head down. Nonsense. We are your friends, Midoriya. The engine quirk user comforted. Yeah, whatever you need to say. We're here to listen, the hardening quirk user assured him. Making Izuku's eyes light up again. Okay, here it goes. I asked to do uraraka and I don't know what to do. He mumbled. The electric boy raised his eyebrow. Huh, is that an English phase or something? Did President Mike tell you to test us? Kirishima shook his head at the blonde. Dude, it's clearly something about uraraka. The electric quirk user hit his head. That makes more sense. Sorry, I've been spending way too much time with Mineta. Golly geez. He smushed his cheeks together. You're looking for advice, I presume. Alright, Ida stated, reading through Deku's words. Just be yourself, man. I mean, it took me 2 weeks to take out Jiro. The ladies love a smooth man. Story continues below. Kaminari looked up to the sky, admiring the memory. This made the spiky red head chuckle. By 2 weeks I think you mean months. Bad example, bro. Anyways, yes, be yourself. Respect and listen, be her shoulder to lean on. Most of all, be sure to enjoy and have fun. That's what I did with Mina. Why did you have to hit like that, Kirishima? Kaminari whined, rolling his eyes. You and Ishido, Kirishima. Since when? The green interrogated. Since we got back from the island. We've known each other since middle school. Kind of like you and Bakugo. I've been wanting to get to know her better. She's a nice girl. Wow, that's so manly. I'm happy for your guys. The advice I may give you may seem a bit old-fashioned. Cherish the moments you have with her. Don't waste a moment. Be honest and earnest. You're going to remember this for a lifetime. That's what I did with Yaoyorozu, at least. Right, you and Yaoyorozu. I've been wanting to ask you about that. How'd it happen? We were doing paperwork as class president and deputy. I casually asked her out for lunch. We started to chat, finding out we had a lot in common. That started our connection. She's an outstanding individual. The engine quirk user lifted up his glasses. Izuku crisscrossed his legs, sitting upright on his bed, and deeply breathes. That's exactly the issue. I'm not really good at keeping the conversation of topic. I stutter and mutter. Oh no, what if that happens? What if I scare her? His hands laid on top of his curly green hair. Being romantic isn't really who Izuku was. He had no way of approaching this situation. Of course he had doubt in himself. The nervousness and tension was rising up too. The three students knew that. Ida, being Izuku's closest friend, calmed him. Midoriya, you're overthinking this. You may think the qualities that make you up might bother her. But all those make up who you are. Who she already likes. Therefore you can't think negatively. When she also has feelings for you. Yeah man, take it easy on yourself. Takes a lot of practice. You'll get there eventually. It's a two-way street, back and forth. Kaminari informed. You guys are right. I have to think about her feelings too. I just want this to be a night she never forgets. He sheepishly got out, rubbing the back of his neck. That's exactly what you'll do. We'll be right here watching Midoriya. Ida headlocks Izuku's head, messing around, making him laugh. Where should I take her? Any ideas? Story continues below. I kind overheard the girls talking about this mochi place. Uraraka seemed super excited about it. Kirishima suggested with a thumbs up, sounds great. She does love her mochi. I'm kind nervous. I'm not sure if I can do this. Izuku scratched the back of his neck. Ida put a stern hand on his shoulder. Believe you can. If it helps, I could always tag along with Yaoyorozu. Yeah, totally. It'd be like a double date. Thanks guys, I feel better already. I got this. Heck yeah you do. No problem dude. Kirishima smiled with a nod. We're rooting for you. Good luck. Kaminari high-fives him. They all headed back to their dorms. Relief escaped Izuku's chest. Izuku brushed through the clothes in his closet. I can feel my heart beating out my chest. Here's to the best night ever. My first date with my best friend. The love of my life, Ochako Uraraka. With the girls. The 6 girls were gathered in a circle. So Uraraka, what did you want to talk about with us? Momo questioned, string up the conversation. Ochako's cheeks get ruffled. She fiddled with her fingers to not make herself float. I'm just going to say it, Deku asked me out. She shut her eyes, tightening the grip on her fists. Jiro gave the brunette a confused look. I don't get it, isn't that a good thing? Mina nudged her. It's love, Jiro. Don't tell me you didn't get butterflies your first date with Kaminari. The purple-haired girl rolled her eyes. She glanced down, embarrassed. It wasn't as romantic as you all think. In the end he ate himself out. She cracked a chuckle. Hello. We are supposed to be giving advice here. Toru teased. They all laugh. Well, it's Kaminari who proudly wears his heart on his sleeve. In some way, we're talking about Midoriya. Mina added on. The mentioning of his name made Ochako reddened. She shut her eyes and made a fist with her hand, to contain her quirk from activating. Story continues below. Momo's black eyes find Ochako's brown eyes. What's your favorite thing about him, Ochako? What's there not to favor about Deku? He was kind, sweet, selfless. His form of heroism that inspired her. How just his being held the people around him. She loved almost everything about him. During the entrance exam, I got covered by one of the big robots. I didn't even think I'd survive. But, Deku, he used what little power he had to save me, I believe till this day. He was the most heroic out all of us that day. Ochako felt like her heart was going to explode. Suyu rubbed her back as she took a deeper breath. He saved your life, how heartwarming. No wonder you're in love. The black-haired girl recollected a memory. To when Ida did the same thing for her once. You two were a match made in heaven. Mina whipped a tear from her eye. Love, I wouldn't go that far. At least not yet. The gravity girl muffled on the pillow in her lap. I never even knew that. Midoriya was always an unsolved case for me. Maybe it's his stuttering and such. Either way. You found a good one, Ochako. Momo smiled and laughed. You know who's an unsolved case for me, Mineta. He's always perverting around in our business. Dude should take notes. Hagakure complained. Don't even go there, Toru. Jiro shook her head. What am I going to wear? First of all, I haven't even thought about it. The gravity girl fiddled with her fingers. Don't worry, I got you covered. Leave it all to me. What color do you want? Do you want it measured or something? Tell me the deets. Momo explained, leaving Uraraka in her thoughts. She forgot how rich she was. What exactly is a date? The gravity girl wondered. Mina smirked. Basically, you'll go somewhere fancy or casual. Talk to each other for what feels like hours. Then he'll walk you to your dorm, say goodnight, and maybe kiss your cheek. Mina advised, being the gossip girl of their mini group. That sounds amazing, Mina. I really hope it ends up that way. One more thing. What do I need to change? Suyu shakes her head, touched her shoulder. Nothing. Midoriya already likes you for you. You're best friends. You two always had a special bond. So no, don't change anything, Biochako. Exactly. To him you're the most beautiful girl he's laid eyes on. He'll play around and goof off with you. Most of all, he'll make you feel safe. It's the best feeling ever. Yaoyorozu preached in a daze. Her mind tied back to a certain dark blue boy. Jiro clapped her hands. Yes, Yayamo. You go, girl. Thanks, you guys. I feel so much better. I know I can always count on my girls. Will you guys help me get ready? All the girls tackled her with a hug. Of course, best friend. We are all here for you, bestie. They continued to chat and chat about other things. My heart was racing as I smiled to myself. My first time alone with him as a couple. A burning through raced through my mind. I'm going on a date with Izuku Midoriya. And, hey guys, I'm so sorry I accidentally deleted this whole chapter. I changed some things and feel better though. Again, thank you so much. For being so patient and supportive. I love you all so much. I'm revisioning my latest chapter. IDK when I'll be done with it, but we'll see.